your life is on the line and you know that you're on an oxygen tank and they're going to put you in your head, see what you do. Because the bottom line is that me, I'm one person. I can never miss.
The guy's not being loyal to you. How could you be loyal to him? Yeah. And whether you're your father or not. So, you know, but it's always been hard because it was my father.
The word came down, this guy had to go. You know, we didn't know nothing about him until the last minute. And I liked him. I liked Billy. He was a nice guy, but...
Welcome to the show.
And I'm chatting with Staxx. I'm out of here. I'm going to Florida.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Frank DiMatteo.
And they never came after us. So
right there, you get a clean break. You get to walk away.
Yeah, he made a good deal with them. He didn't go after nobody in his crew. He went to him, up and the upper echelon in the family up, and the other families. You know, after I think he testified against Chin or whomever he did, but he didn't take nobody out of the crew. So you know, he's a bad guy for what he did, but he's also kept us out of it. So you know, it's what do you say? What do you say? And we just walked away. We waited. No indictments came in, and my father said one day, "I'm going to Florida." He goes, "Fuck this! I'm not waiting for nobody to knock on my door." And he goes, "We don't have to answer to nobody because that Jersey crew been coming down because they were so disrupted because the boss went bad, under boss went bad, 5 couples went bad, everybody was flipping everybody. They didn't even know half the guys in Brooklyn, even though we're with them, you know, because it was a Brooklyn crew. They're not gonna come knock on the door and say, "Hey, you're over here with me." They were afraid. They didn't know who was good, who was bad. They didn't know who the hell you were, and they were fighting indictments. So they never came after it. They never came and called. A couple guys had called when everything smoothed out. They got released. Got released, but a couple of high echelon guys got called in. But everybody else, we walked away. So we see. My father said, "We're gonna go to Florida." I said, "Let's go." He goes, "They come knocking, don't answer." And that was it. That 22 years ago, and in 22 years we did other things. Don't forget, we always had, you know, the porno business. So we've been in the porno business since 1969. So we still had the porno business for a few more years, and then we went into the porno video business for after that. So we always had something to do and to fall back on. And we just walked away. No one came knocking, and you know, guys all get old and die in between, and so many guys went bad in between, and you know.
When you wrote your book, did you get any backlash when you wrote your book?
Line in the Basement?
Yeah, any of your books? Did you get any type of backlash?
The first book I got a backslash because you know I'm gone 15 years. I don't know nobody's business, and I wrote about everybody was dead. You know what I mean? You know, I mentioned Blast, but I didn't say nothing bad about him. You know, really, I just said a few things that were common knowledge. And some close people got mad at me. "Hey, you can't do that because you were there. You can't do that." I said, "But I'm not there no more, man." I said, "I've been gone 15 years. And I didn't say nothing wrong. I'm a writer like everybody else." I said, "You know, I didn't get nobody in trouble. I didn't say nothing bad about them. I said bad things about people that are dead. I'm not stupid, man. I'm stupid. I'm not stupid. I wouldn't be here if I was stupid." I said, "But you know, you shouldn't do that. It's not right." I said, "Okay, no problem." And then the next, I go down the next corner, and the main guy wants to tell me stories. He goes, "I got stories for the book. Don't say it's me. I got stories for the book." But you know, some, you know, I go, you know, you go, "Wow." So
I got made guys reaching out to me saying, "I want to go on your show, but I don't want the family to know about it."
Yeah, it's exactly on the low.
Yeah.
One guy hates you, the other guy wants to tell you stories. I mean, I don't know. I just push it all off. I make sure that I don't get nobody in trouble. I never got nobody in trouble, and that's my claim to fame here. You know what I mean? I'm a writer like any other jerk writer can write. But you know, being so close, I mean, I could have said a lot of things I could said, but it wouldn't help them. It wouldn't help me. So you keep it in a you know, historical content. You know, people who are dead that you they can't get them in trouble, and you know, and just how it kept on going, and that's why I wound up writing books about. You know, that's what I do. Everybody like it? Nah, a lot of people got fucking opinions, man. But you know, they're probably the biggest losers that you know. You know what I mean?
Everyone's got one, man.
Come on, got an opinion.
You know.
Yeah.
But the thing is, other people's opinions don't matter. Mine's the only one that matters around here.
True. I mean, you ain't
Right?
feeding me. It ain't nothing to do with you. It doesn't affect you. Your opinion. What's your opinion? Opinion is nothing to me. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If I would affect your life or I was doing something, then it was okay. But you want to come out of a closet and say, "Oh, I don't think it's right." Well, who you not think it's right, man? You know, you're nothing to me. You know what I mean? So you just get those wrong. You know what I mean? Someone complains about something all the time, especially when you're close to this life. If I was a writer a beat writer for the Post, nobody would say nothing because they can do anything they want. They can do anything they want. They can badmouth you. They can accuse you of things. People are alive. They can say anything about anything, and no one says a fucking word. If I say something, everyone, him and her and him, and it has nothing to do with nobody, about somebody who died 10, 20 years ago, the him and her. And so, that's why I don't listen to nobody. I just go on, do what I got to do.
Hey, man, like I said, the only opinion that matters around here is mine. So it's all that matters. So you want to tell the people where they can find your book?
That's true. Yeah, go to Amazon. You can find Amazon. You can find any book I wrote, Frank DiMatteo, or you go on to eBay because I put my own RB. I can sign them. Amazon, I can't sign nothing for nobody. It goes directly to them. So if you go to eBay, just put my name or the books you're looking for. I think Gallo Crew. You go to eBay, Gallo Crew, pop up, and I'm selling all the books there.
How many books have you written so far?
That Mark
How many?
Mag website. I say 10. I think it's 10.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, 10. Line of Basement was the first. Line of Basement was my, I like, because that was an autobiography, and I liked that one the best. Then I did Albert Anastasia, I did Call My Persico, I did The Hitman. I got one coming out this year. It's probably my last with the Kennington, if it is. It's called Red Hook. It's all the guys who came up through Red Hook, everybody from the turn of the century up. And then I wrote Brooklyn Gangsters, Manhattan Gangsters. Then I wrote, which is one of my favorites, called The War Were Really Cowboys, Life After the Gallows. That was like an autobiography. Then I did a coffee table book. It's called So You Think You're Crazy? Do We Have a Story for You? It's about the Gallo family. It's probably best put together information about the Gallo family. Crew, pictures and news articles. It's about 300 pages. So I'm
Did
pretty
you
proud
ever
of that.
find out about that video?
Listen, man.
Book.
I called Kennington up. They're the ones. They're the bosses there. They get all the money. We get handouts over here. I told them about it. He went on it, and it's up to them what they want to do. Because I have no control over it. When you do a book for a book company, they give you a handout and a thank you, and they run everything. They control everything. When I do a self-published book, which I try to do once every other year, like the Line of Basement, and What Were Really Cowboys, those are all self-published. That's why a lot of people don't know about them, because they go to Kennington, and Kennington shows Pleasure Street Boys and Albert Anastasia and like that. They don't promote your private stuff. So but that's what I do. I do something for Kennington and then something for myself. I do something for Kennington to get the exposure, and then I do something for myself to make $1.
Hey, it all goes together, man. You sell one here, you get your name out over there.
So that's what we do, man. In between, I just I smoke my cigars, I relax, I go to Florida, I got grandchildren, I don't do shit, I don't get involved with nothing, and I pretty much don't talk to nobody no more because I don't want to hear nothing, and don't get nobody's business. I'm a man, always be a man, and I'll just carry myself like a man. And that's it, I live the rest of what I got left, But it was a great story. They were great guys. I missed them all, being old now, a grandparent, would I do it again? I got to be honest with you. Yes, I probably would because that's how much fun it was. Between the bad times, it was so many good times. I think it was more good times than bad times, and the prestige and the money and the girls and the cars and just youth. Maybe I just want the youth back. Maybe it's that. That. But they ask me all the time, and I say, yeah, if we blinked you back to '73, you go in a minute. In a minute. And then I think about it, and I go, I don't see my grandchildren, and I miss all that. So, not really. I think we just miss the youth, and that's what I probably do miss the most.
You got to experience it, and now you get to relive it through your books.
Exactly. Being part of history. Not knowing it, and then going back and reading all the stuff, and historically, wow, man, it was a ride. It was a big ride. Not too many people could say that. I mean. People that claim to fame that they killed somebody and also need a big shot. I mean, but I roll with the craziest crew that was around. That was that wasn't chopping people up, if you call that crazy. I don't know. It's different stages.
There's different levels to it, right? The Mayo crew.
Yeah. Different levels of gangster and being a mafia and being gangster and living the life. But
was there any of those people you were around that made you uneasy? Like, I really don't like that guy.
Listen, I didn't like a lot of guys. A lot of guys were really nasty. There was not a lot, but a few guys were nasty. That my father didn't like, and a few other guys didn't like. But they were part of the crew, and they were have to be there. And like my father didn't like Peter Greek-Annapolis. My father thought he was an asshole. Didn't like him at all. You know what I mean? But Joey loved him. Joey wanted him as a bodyguard. He fought about it all the time. Blaze would tell him, "Don't take him. Take somebody else. Take Ricky. Take that." And he liked Pete. So, but we didn't like Pete. There was other guys there. There was a guy named Mooney down there, John Catrone. My father went to kill him twice and missed. The third time he got him, but the first 2 times he missed. He was just happy that he got him at the end. But everybody hated him. You know what I mean? No one liked him because they had Sammy the Syrian. No one liked him. He was Louis the Syrian's son, brother-in-law. Louis the Syrian was like a father to us, constantly, and his brother-in-law was like a gigerilla. No one liked him. Couldn't even go talk to him. It was just like those nasty gangster guys. Edward G. Robinson, we called him. But you get guys like that even in your own thing. But most of the guys were good. We all, everybody got together. Right, treated young guys good. Me being Ricky's son was a feather. It was a plus. They would fuck with you like they did other people because of my father. And so you got away with a lot more. Or they didn't bust your chops as much or whatever. So I was lucky in a lot of ways.
Yeah, if you weren't his son, they probably wouldn't have treated you the way they did.
No, then they send you out like to go get cigarettes or go get. I mean, they send me for cigarettes and because I would lower me on a pole. That's what you do when you work your way up. But there's ways to do it, and some guys are just bare with their mouth, to the younger guys coming up.
Being disrespectful and things like that.
I didn't have to live through that. Thank God. Because of my father. I mean, it's because of him. He used to, man. Like I said, I'm not a pit bull on his ass. If it wasn't for my father, I would have known nothing about this. I would have known nothing, or anything about it if it wasn't for him. So he's the man.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time, man. This was a great interview, and I'm gonna get it edited up and get it out there for the people.
You got it, man. I'm here. You know that.
Definitely. Hey, you want to give me?
I'm out of here. I'm going to fucking Florida.
Good. Thank you, man. I really appreciate you taking the time. And if you guys like this type of content, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. And the link for his book will be in the description of this video. Peace. Thanks, man. What's good, everybody? Happy Sunday. I hope you guys are all having a great day. So I did this one a while back, and I have another episode for you. I'm going to drop it right now. So hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And if you want to donate to the show, it's Bill Staxx 2021 at Cash App. You can do Venmo, PayPal, all that good stuff. I appreciate every single one of you guys. And big things coming. Just keep watching and you'll see. I'll be back.
the crew. But when Joe stepped in on it, I'm Frank DiMatteo, and I'm chatting with Staxx. I'm out of here. I'm going to Florida.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Frank DiMatteo. What's up, Frank?
How you doing, Stat?
I'm great, man. You got a phone call?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I gotta shut it off.
So how have you been, man?
I'm good. I think we're good. I'm good, and you?
I've been great, moving along, doing a lot of interviews with some pretty influential people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty crazy. I get to speak with some of the people that I talk to.
It's good. You get the more people you meet on this thing. You keep meeting other people, new people. It's good.
Yeah. Do you know Larry Rolla?
No, I don't think so. Larry
He was
Mola?
a horse jockey. Larry Rolla.
I don't think so.
He was fixing a lot of races back in the day. He had dealings with John Gotti, Nicky Barnes, a lot of influential people.
Well, maybe if I knew, maybe I would have made some money, but no.
Probably. He was a pretty big gambler.
Yeah, no, I don't remember.
So back in your day, how influential was Crazy Joe Gallo?
Well, amongst us, he was the boss, so he was very, influential. In the street, he was well known, well feared, liked, disliked, but he carried a big stick with him. He was somebody to be reckoned with. So I would say he was a pretty big for the time.
Yeah, he would walk to the beat of his own drum, right?
Not about that, 100%, man. Joey was in his own mind.
Yeah. So can you explain some of your first dealings with Joey?
Well, when I first met Joey when I was a little boy, and he came in as an uncle, over to my parents' house, and just would come in and smile, pinch my cheek until I cried, and just laugh and just do his business with my father. He left when I was like 6, 7. And he came back when I was like 16 or something like that. And so I was only around him the last year he lived, which is about a year. I think it was 71 to 72. I was with him. And that's when I got close with Joey. As close as you could get with Joey because he was moving around so much. And we were younger, So it was an experience, but.
What do you remember any of the crazy stories that either Joey or anyone around him have told you about him back in the day? Like how he got the name Crazy Joe?
Same thing. Joe, everybody would talk about would be, Roy or the other cool guys would talk about how crazy Joe was as far as being, an enforcer for Joe Bafacci. And he would go, Joe would send him out to collect money. He would beat somebody to half the debt to get the money and come back, or just scared of the debt. They used to go to tell the Bafacci guys, don't send Joe Gallo, send someone else, you get your money, just don't send Joe. So he was a pretty he was a bad dude. So he didn't take no crap. And, they tell stories like that. I mean, I heard, why I'm a stickler about them killing Albert Anastasia was because you sit with these guys in intimate settings, and they don't speak like tell you a story like we're telling a story, but him and her, and they all say Joey and Larry was on that hit, and Come On Persico. That's how they made their bones, and that's how they got straightened out. And in fact, Roy said one time that the Bafacci wouldn't straighten them out because Bafacci didn't really care for Joe Gallo, and he got his button right after they killed Albert Anastasia. So everything just lines up, together. So and then coming from Roy's mouth, I would believe it more than anything else. Any other story, I would believe.
What about Joe Gallo's father? He had a father, right? That was pretty influential too.
Yeah, Papa Gallo. Yeah, Papa Gallo was an old man. He was into bookmaking and had a big book and shylocking, and he used to play cards. And one of the young guys were always assigned to Papa Gallo to pick him up, drive him, bring him cigars, pick him up, bring him to the card game. He used to play a lot of cards on Henry Street. There were some card games going on Henry Street downtown Brooklyn. So one of us used to have to pick him up or bring him there. We didn't have to wait all the time, but or get his cigars. He was quiet, a little grumpy, but treated us good. So I got nothing bad to say about Papa Gallo.
Was he a made man?
No, Papa wasn't straight out. No, he wasn't. He was no. He was just a father. I mean, he did a lot of things from the early days, but no, he wasn't straight out.
So there's another Gallo, and I don't know if you know this one. Do you know this guy?
Yeah, Joe Gallo. Yeah, he's with the Colombo family. Yeah.
So what association did he have with any of these guys? Was he related to Crazy Joe?
No, not related at all. It just happened to be his name, Joe Gallo, and he wound up being with the Colombos.
So I'm sure when they said, "Hey, Joe Gallo's coming to get the money," they probably said, "Oh, yo, bam," even though it's not this guy, right?
Oh yeah, the name stuck, but he was. I think he was with the Colombos for many years. I don't know if he's still alive, but he's been down there a long time. Same name, but different people, and not related.
So you said about a whole year you were spending around Crazy Joe Gallo, right?
Yeah. He was out early 71. He died, on his birthday, 72. So we got to see him a lot when he came down the Pleasant Street, because we were down the Pleasant Street where the clubs were. So he would come down once a week, talk with us, bullshit with us, and then he stood in the city, or he was moving around a lot. I mean, we'd see him once a week, but it was in a light frame of not sit down on business or nothing like that, because we were younger guys, unless he would tell us to go do something or grab something. But he was very friendly with us, very warm. My father was his brother's bodyguard from until he died, so they were very close. And so being his son, I get a little perks of being a little closer than other guys. But I mean, I was there a couple of times when we lost his temper, and he was no joke when he lost his temper.
What would he lose his temper over? For what reason?
His envelopes. If somebody had to give him money and they were late, and he would tell everybody, "You're going to give me an envelope, or you're not leaving here alive." I mean, he was like that. Or you got an hour to get back, or I'm going to break your face, or you're going to die. I mean, I saw guys piss their pants. With Joey. In fact, he gave a beating to one guy. Me and Gumbaril was on the club. In fact, we were on the roof doing something, and we looked down. We looked down, and he's got this guy against the wall. He gets screaming at him, smacking the shit out of him over, some money owed. And the guy jumps in his car and told me, "Give you an hour to get back." I mean, he gave him a nice beating, but the guy jumped in his car, got to the corner, actually hit I think he hit a pole and fell out of the car. He was beaten so bad. The guys had to run down the block and put him back in his car, wake him up, put him back in his car, and told him, you got 49 more minutes to go get the money. Just stuff like that.
Sure, a lot of people probably took off, never came back. Like, I'm not dealing with this.
I mean, that'd be stupid. I mean, probably people did, but most people went and found the money, because most of them degenerate gamblers, or they find the money, just play games with you. But when the shit's the fan and you get somebody that don't take no crap like Joe, you're gonna have to cough it up. Because they like to take from Peter, give Paul, then pay Paul one day. That's how these guys work, man. So, but Joey take no shit like that. So he was pretty bad dude. So they wasn't dealing with Joe, so they were dealing with somebody else in the crew. But when Joe stepped in on it, then they started shaking their pants. That's when it got a little more serious. But Joey was he was a unique guy. I mean, very friendly with us because we're with him, so there's no reason not to be. But but he you either love Joey or you hated Joey. You know, we happen to love Joey because we were very passionate. Because I grew up as a kid, you know, his brother and with my father, and then it just ran over to him. You know, and we were very close. The whole crew was very close.
Did they ever tell you any stories about Carmine Persico?
They were always yelling about Carmine that he was a rat and a snake, not rat, a snake, and how he was with Larry and Joey in the beginning of that first war with the Joe Bafacci, and he was just. But he always said he was a tough guy. But they said he was a tough guy. They hated him, after he did that, and they said that's why they called him a snake. Punchy started with that snake shit, but they always said he was a tough guy. They always said that snake. You couldn't trust them, but tough as they come.
Do you know the story about when Punchy got strangled?
Well, Larry got strangled.
Larry.
Yeah, they were doing a break. They were trying to break away from Bafacci and Carmine. A person called a couple of guys were backing up Larry and Joey and that crew. And at one point, Carmine got a better deal from Bafacci, and he switched sides again. Larry, not knowing that this was going on, got a phone call to go down to Sahara on New York Avenue. It was a bar we used to have. A lot of guys hung out in. He got the call to go down there. There was nobody to drive. Blast was there, and he didn't want Blast to drive him. And he didn't want to wait, so he jumped in the car. He did take someone with him. I don't remember, or I think he went by himself. And wound up, they were laying up for him, and they tried to kill him. And they strangled him. They didn't kill him because a cop walked in.
And then the cop was trying to question him, like, what happened? And he would not talk, right?
No one. Even the guy that shot the cop in the face. He got caught too, and nobody says those guys didn't say nothing. Those guys were tight-lipped.
Yeah, it's like I got a scratch on my neck. It's nothing.
Exactly. He said he knew nothing. He said he was having a drink and he didn't know nothing. He blacked out. Didn't see nobody. Who was with? He said no one was there in the beginning. He was just standing by himself. So no, those guys didn't talk nothing. They were very quiet. It's not like today. And then they went to war again. And this guy's got killed on both sides, and and then Larry, what's his name? Joey wound up going to jail right in the middle of it, and then what's his name? Then Bafacci died, and his underboss took over. And
when Bafacci died, what was the mood like around the neighborhood, and what were the
no one liked him. No one liked Joe Bafacci. No one liked him unless it's close. Nah, it was close guys. That were with him, family, close old timers that were with him that earned a little bit. Otherwise, not too many guys in the crew really care. Forget about the Gallo crew; they despised them. But even guys his own, closer to him, didn't care for him. They were earning, and they were with him, but he wasn't well liked at all. The guy was really, really, not. He didn't treat his guys very well, except for the guys real close to him. So he wasn't well liked. So when he dropped dead, the cancer, nobody gave a shit.
That's when the war ended, right?
Now, it went on a while because his underboss, I think Magliotto, I think he was still going back and forth. Because don't forget, but prior to that, they kidnapped Joey and Larry and those guys kidnapped Magliotto and tried to get a peace deal with Bafacci. And Magliotto pissed his pants while he was, while they kidnapped him. So he hated Joey and Larry. So he was the underboss. And when he took over, he just kept it going for a while. And then I think he got a heart attack and dropped dead too.
He wanted to get rid of Joey and Larry.
The whole crew, between Joe Bafacci and Magliotto, they wanted to kill them all. There was like 15 guys on that hit list that had to go. They were all on the death list that they tried for the year and a half to 2 years to get.
And they did get some people, right?
Yeah, they got a few guys. They got Joe Maggs, they got him on Union Street, 4th Avenue, but that wasn't a hit. That was Joe Maggs went up to captain in the Colombo family, in the Pafaci family at the time, and he was arguing because he's supposed to, give more support to Joey and Larry in there because they wanted more. They wanted Pafaci to give them more pieces, more power, more territory, and a Shylock book, bookmaking book, sports book, and Pafaci wasn't doing it, so they were grumbling and they were talking to the skippers and this Fontana, I think it was Fontana, he was saying yeah I'm gonna help, and he wasn't really doing nothing. Everybody was getting a little frustrated. And Joe Maggs and a couple of guys were in a car. They saw him on 4th and Union. And Joe Maggs gets out and starts, speaking to him. Got a little heavy with him, and started yelling and because he didn't like the way he was answering him. And his bodyguard wound up killing Joe Maggs. I was there. I was a little kid at the time when they killed Joe Maggs. And they killed Joe. And then they killed Alibaba coming off a ship. I mean, these guys, were laying up for each other for, 2 years, So a couple of guys got killed. Louis Cadillac got killed in Long Island. From guys that were with them, and they didn't know that they went on the other side, and they got caught short too. 4 or 5 guys I know from that, but I was young at that time, but I knew they were. And,
now, do you remember when Joe Colombo started his come up with the Civil Rights League and all that stuff's going on?
Yeah, we went to the first one, 1970. We all had to go. We went to 1970, the first one, and everybody had to show face. So we went to that one, and then when Joey got out in 71, everybody was told not to go to the second one. And that second one is where he got shot, Joe Colombo. But
now,
we were told
do you
not to
remember the message when it came back that Joe Colombo got shot, and what was the mood and what was going on at the time?
Yeah, when Joe Colombo got shot, we were on the club on President Street.
If you guys like this, hit the like button. There's more to it. I just want to let you guys know that I have 15 more of these for you guys. And I ask a lot of questions. So we peel back the onion on this whole Crazy Joe Gallo thing. So I'm going to be releasing a whole bunch. I have a lot. So Nico, what's up, man? Mickey Greggs, what's going on? Maureen, how are you? Big Boy Blue, thank you all for watching. I really appreciate you. Tim, how are you? We got a lot of people in the house. Hit the like button. Frank, how are you, man? I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. Happy Sunday. I got so much content for you guys. It's insane. I could drop a video every I don't know, couple hours. But I'm going to give you guys I'll give you one a day. So, and there's more. So there's so much. Go subscribe to the Reformed Podcast. It's Reformed Podcast on YouTube. It's blowing up. So make sure you guys go subscribe to that, and let's finish this video up, and I'll have another one ready for you guys. I'm going to release another video tonight, so stay tuned. It's pretty interesting. Peace.
Musical, and he just when it came back, he goes, holy shit, we're in trouble, because they knew we were gonna blame us right away because a black guy shot Joe Colombo, and it was gonna come right back to us because Joe Gallo and Joe Colombo was feuding at the time. For the whole year they were feuding. Joey wouldn't answer to Joe Colombo's the boss. Gallows is a crew in that family. They were just so renegades, and he just wasn't answering no more, putting no more envelopes, no more nothing. He was separating everything, Joey, away from the Colombos. So there was a lot of shit going on at the time. So when he got killed, World War II right away, we were in trouble, So I just remember that night they just said, "Don't leave the block. Start getting some, reach out, get some guns to bring to the block. You know what I mean? And just don't go nowhere until we get any word from anybody what's going on and stuff like that." That's pretty much happened. But do we care Joe Colombo got killed? We didn't care because we weren't with Joe Colombo. I mean, we were with Joey. I mean, they didn't like each other, so we didn't like Joey. Colombo,
yeah. You got to stick with the guy who's running the show.
We're with Joey. Joey to us is the boss. it was nobody else. You know, that's how that crew acted. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's what we knew, and that's how we acted. So we didn't care. He got killed. I mean, it's a shame. People get killed all the time, but you play this game, and that's what happens.
And now, did Crazy Joe or anybody else in the crew? You said that they were going to blame him because it was a black guy. What was their thoughts on that? Were they saying the same thing, like they're going to blame us because the black guy shot him?
Of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah, you know, Louis the Syrian, all the guys who was a Consigliere on President Street, and Punchy Liano, they're all the same thing. Blast was there, you know, because Larry died a few years before that, cancer. So, yeah, the same thing. They're going to come after us, you know, stay on the block and get ready, you know, to rumble, and that's what we did. I mean, Larry and Joey and Blast got called to Mulberry Street on a meeting to try to straighten that out because they claimed they didn't do it, and there was a few meetings with that, and they got, apparently the way I hear, they got cleared, they got cleared for it, but the Colombo family, that family was after Joey anyway. It doesn't matter, he got cleared. They say it's him, and that's it.